Welcome to Coddiwompling Along the Tao of Noel Eastwood. This is episode 24, and I'll be talking about Vladimir Putin, leader of Russia, the Ukraine war, and the transit of Pluto out of Capricorn into Aquarius. So let me just grab this chart first of all, and we can get started into Vladimir. Now, the important thing is Pluto. It's interesting because this is a very big thing. Pluto coming out of Capricorn means it is leaving the tradition and the control and dominance of Capricorn. Capricorn loves rules. It loves doing things its own way. Very hard taskmaster. There are many, many good qualities of Capricorn, but what we've seen over the past 10 or so years of its transit through Capricorn, of Pluto's transit through Capricorn, mostly the negative qualities. Now, with it moving into Aquarius, we're going to see change. We're seeing the old is trying to hold on to its control, the traditional dominating factors that we have in the leadership that we've seen over the past 10 years or so. And while they're trying to hold on to their control, Aquarius wants Pluto to open up to the new, to open up to something different, exciting, inspiring. So we're going to be looking at that with very wide eyes over the next couple of years. Vladimir Putin epitomizes the old school. He's been there for, how old is he now? 52. So he turned 60 this year. 52, 50. Oh, he turned 70 this year. Shows how good my maths is. But he wants to hold on to the old Russia, the old Soviet Socialist Republic. And we're seeing that by coming back in with the military to take over the old Russian states, that his control is slipping, and he appears to be grasping to leave a name for himself. But we will see. This is only what the media is saying and a little bit of what I'm seeing. So if we just go to basic astrology, let's see how right they are. When I look at an astrology chart, I look at the luminaries, the house, the sign, and the element they're in. I look at the ascendant and the midheaven. And conjunctions to these two, they're really important. And the first thing that we see is this planet of Pluto conjunct the MC in Leo. That makes him the planet of high degree. He's the highest planet in the chart, so he shines down over all of them. You know, like having coloured lights in the ceiling, and it shines over everything like a disco ball, we could say. Moon is in Gemini, chatty, friendly, charming, and it is, it looks like a bit of a lonesome dude up there. Is it an unaspected moon? Interesting. Moon Gemini in the 8th house. I need to control things. I need to understand things at the deepest level. A lot of secrecy. He was head of one of the secret services departments in the old Russia. And the moon is communication, socialization. Of course, it's nurturing and lack of nurturing. Sun is part of a stellium in the 12th house, and the stellium is in air, which is Libra, and we have air and air. Both luminaries are in air, so we have a dominance of air already. Intellect comes first. Then we have Scorpio as the ascendant, which makes Pluto not only the planet of high degree, but the lord of the chart. So any planet that rules the ascendant becomes the lord of the chart. So Pluto's really, really powerful. Scorpio on the ascendant, really powerful. So the lesson of Scorpio, Pluto, and the 8th house is control, but it's self-control. To earn the right to Pluto's gifts of astral travel and dreaming and healing and all those wonderful things, the things of the underworld, the inner world, is through hard work and self-discipline. It's through the self. It's understanding the self, knowing your limitations, and working on the deficits that you have. But most people with a strong Pluto, 8th house or Scorpio don't understand that this is internal work that you need to do. To walk the path of the mystic, you don't look for externals to control. You look for the internal, what's within you, to learn to manage and control, and then the gifts are handed to you. We have a dominance of water as well, because we've got this powerful stellium, which includes a conjunction from the Sun with Neptune, and we've also got a very dominant Pluto, Scorpio, in the 8th house. So we have two dominant elements, air and water. Do they mix? Maybe, maybe not. If you are an emotional person, you're going to feel everything, every hurt. So if you also have a dominance in air, what are you going to do? You're going to intellectualize it. You're going to shift it out of your heart and into your head. Heart and head have to work together. You've got to have that balance. And unless you can do that, then you get yourself into all sorts of states. Right, so here we have Vladimir Putin, all about control. And we can see just the power of that control in just 1, 2, 3 houses. The dominance on Pluto, Scorpio, and the 8th house. Like the the triplicity, I can't get that word out. The triplicity of Scorpio. We also have a very powerful 12th house, but that can be hidden. So the need of Libra, which is the sign there, the needs of Libra is to keep the balance, to keep peace and harmony, but it's hidden in the 12th house. So what it can manifest is the negative side of Libra. The negative side of Libra is to disguise things, to get things by stealth. If we look at the 7 of Swords in the tarot deck, it's there can be some dishonesty with such a strong Libra hidden away in the depths of his psyche. You might not even be aware of it. But then as head of one of the security organizations associated with the KGB in Russia, that would have been very handy. He knows how to keep secrets. He knows how to keep things to his chest. But journalists and dignitaries will tell you that he's very polite, he's very charming, and is very self-controlled. Well, we can see the Leo dominance there in what he presents and what he aspires for. We got the chatty and charm of the Gemini moon, and we got the absolute charm of Venus in Scorpio in the 1st house. There's a lot of things happening here that are very positive, but when they're not validated in your personal behavior and your personal austerity and personal and spiritual growth, then it can be twisted around the other way, where you expect others to be doing for you. It's that shadow thing of Jung. Instead of owning it, you're making others own it for you, which is not the way to go. Let's look at the transits now of the invasion. And I'm going to go back to February. The invasion of Russia invading the Ukraine, which is the 24th of February. There we go. Let's make that back onto months. This is a bi-wheel. The natal chart is in the center, and the external is where the planets were on the 24th of February. And I can change that date through the click on buttons here. So what happened? Well, the couple of big things. First of all, here is Pluto, 2738 of Capricorn, and he is slowly leaving Capricorn to go into Aquarius. And that happens over the next 12 months. I think he moves into Aquarius in February, March next year. So here we're seeing the dying days, the last days of Pluto's dominance in Capricorn, the negative qualities of Capricorn, of tradition and holding on to things. I'm the only one that knows how to do this. You have to follow me. Then we have Chiron. This is the one I really want to look at. I'm just going, before I move on to Chiron though, here is Saturn applying conjunction to the North Node. And the North Node is very similar to the MC and the 10th house. It's like what I'm aspiring for, what I'm grasping or aiming for, the stars. It's also destiny. So Saturn rules Capricorn. And so we have Saturn in Putin's chart saying, I want to take control. I want that tradition. I want to own that tradition of the old Russia, the old Soviet Socialist Republic. Now we have Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer, and if you have Chiron strong in your chart, whether it be in your natal chart or in transit, he's not always a nice guy. He demands that you follow his rules because he was the teacher, the wisest teacher on the planet. And of course, wisdom doesn't necessarily mean nice. The lessons that they taught in 4,000 years ago or whatever it was when the gods were mythologized in Greece, they had sticks they belted their students with to make them learn. Things were really, really, really tough. That's Chiron, the old school, the old way. So when he is in hard aspect, which is a conjunction or an opposition, particularly to a luminary or the ascendant, you will definitely feel the stick on your back, okay? So here we have Putin with Chiron opposing his sun. As I said, that is a harsh, hard transit. Now it's 10 degrees now, but I want to go back in time. So you can watch the date here. As I click backwards in time, I want to watch when Chiron crossed that opposition point to the sun in the past. Okay, we've gone back to September last year. August. Yep, it's about to go retrograde. So it crossed there in July last year. So I would say that he was feeling pretty darn miserable from, let's go back, give him an orb of about 2-3 degrees. If we go back to April, so 12 months ago, Putin was already starting to feel edgy. He was starting to feel the psychological effects and the physical effects of Chiron, a transiting Chiron opposing his sun. And the sun is a luminary, so it is the reason for incarnating. It's also very much associated with the physical body. And Chiron gets into that physical body. If anything, we could say that here is COVID right there. And it's disturbing him already. Now we move forward again. So here we go, May, June, July, August, and let's go up to February again. February the 24th this year, the day of the invasion of the Ukraine by the Russian military. And it's 10 degrees, but it's it's moving towards the exact degree. Here we go. 11 degrees, so now it's March. April, it's 13 degrees. So 5 days ago, Chiron was almost exact opposite his sun. So he's in a lot of pain. Psychological pain, physical pain, emotional pain. Now he's not going to show it. Why? Pluto. Control. Dominance. I don't show anything. I am in control. But there's things happening that he's not happy with. Because he's not happy getting beaten. We know that. And now he is threatening, of course, World War III. He's threatening, he's got his nuclear weapons on red alert. Will this be World War III? We don't know. But given that, look, it's moving to 16 degrees in June, given that he still hasn't finished with this transit, it's come back, it's exact again in October. That's this year. That's only a couple of months away. So he's not a happy chappy. That goes back to 11 degrees. It's stationary. Crosses again in February next year in 9 months time. So there's still a long way to go with Putin and his threats of World War III. Now, when does he will he push the button? We don't know. If he does, possibly we've got Jupiter coming up here. Let's go back. I'm going to put this onto weeks. And I want to see when Jupiter is exact conjunct. Let's go days now. Exact opposite his sun. So that's 2023, which is next March the 10th. So we have Jupiter is expansion, it's release, it's getting the energy. It's like, here, I've finally got the energy to release this. Release what? Release the pain, because Chiron is still exact conjunct. 1419, 1355, that's within half a degree, quarter of a degree. So we've got an opportunity for him to release that pain in less than 12 months' time. What could it be? We don't quite know. Okay, we've got North Node about to cross the descendant, which is also opposite the ascendant. So when you look at conjunctions, like particularly these, the angles, it's conjunct the descendant, but it is also opposite the ascendant. So the ascendant is very much the physical body. It's almost like a whole person. The whole psyche is in the first house and then the ascendant. So that's coming up around there as well. Let's go. It'll probably be a couple of weeks away. 3 degrees. So that's March, April, May. More things are happening. So the leader of the Russians is certainly going through some difficult times, and he's projecting it onto the world, onto the world stage, in a very big way and in a very nasty way. And in many ways, we're seeing the dictators of the past 10 years of Pluto in Capricorn. Let me go years so I know exactly when was that? When did Pluto come in? 2006, 2007. Let's go months. 2008. 8 to 22 is 14 years ago. So we've had basically 14 years for dictators to utilize the power of Pluto in Capricorn, to go back to tradition. But what they've done is they've gone back to a very domineering, selfish tradition of, I know better, you are the plebs, I will control and dominate. And well, that's come to an end, and now they're grasping and fighting to try and maintain control. Anyway, that's the end of this presentation. I try not to do them too long because they go on forever, and the editing, I make so many mistakes, it takes me forever to edit. But thank you for watching. If you like it, please give me a like or send me a comment. And I will have to get working on more newsletters and more video presentations now that I'm feeling a lot better. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.